What's going on, everybody watching this? If you are watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate it a lot. This is my Super Bowl 50 review. Reviewing some of the game. Not all of it. Just basically talking about how the Broncos won. First, I'm not a huge Broncos fan, but I did want them to win. I did have big money on them. So I was very happy they won because I got paid. Happy about that I'm $300 richer. That's nice. Anyways, my favorite team, if anybody knows me or if you follow me on Twitter, you should know my favorite team is the Green Bay Packers. Die-hard Green Bay Packers fan. Always will be for life. Anyways, I like the Broncos because I wanted them to win. I don't hate Carolina. I don't hate Cam Newton. I don't hate him dancing or doing his dabbing. That's what they call his dancing. I guess it's called dabbing. I didn't know that was even a word, but I guess it is a word. It's called dabbing. When he does that, I guess that's dabbing. Who the hell knew? I didn't know. But maybe I didn't know because I'm a white guy. And white guys can't dance, really. And I can't dance either. Anyways, but I'm not trying to dance anyways. So, I don't dislike Cam Newton. I think the guy tonight, after he lost, he acted pretty childish and immature as hell when he was doing his press conference after the game, where I guess the NFL makes him talk for 3 minutes to the media. He's supposed to talk for 3 minutes. He didn't stay for 3 minutes. He got up after 2 minutes. He got up and walked away and walked off the press conference. He just got up and left like a big baby, like a little bitch. He got up and decided to leave and not answer any more questions about the game. Even though some of the questions that I heard were pretty stupid and just pointless. I mean, some reporters asked him, Cam, how'd you fumble the football? Well, how the fuck do you think he fumbled it? A defensive player knocked it out of his goddamn hand when they were going to sack him. That's how you fumble. When a fucking 250-pound guy is running at you full speed, the ball's going to probably get knocked out of your hand. Anyways, I think Cam, after the game, the guy acted really immature. I'm sure he's a good guy. Hopefully he matures, and if he gets back to a Super Bowl and if he loses, I don't wish him to lose another Super Bowl unless he goes up against my Packers. But if Cam does lose another Super Bowl, hopefully he doesn't act like an immature little 5-year-old baby. I mean, the look on his face, just watch SportsCenter, watch NFL Network. They'll probably show his press conference and they'll be talking about how Cam Newton got up and walked off. Just look at the guy's face. Cam Newton did not look happy, did not look like he wanted to be there, and he looked like he was pouting, like a little baby bitch. Anyways, now on to the game. The game, before it started, we had the national anthem that was sung by Lady Gaga. I got no problem with Lady Gaga. Some of her music, I actually liked a few of her songs, but probably 3-4 songs, but that's another story and for another time. I don't like all her music, but some of her music was okay to me. I didn't hate it. Now, I liked Lady Gaga a little bit more when I heard her be interviewed, I think last year, 2014 or 2015, when I heard her be interviewed on by Howard Stern. Then I actually became a little bit more of a Lady Gaga fan. She talked about being raped and abused when she was getting into entertainment and how guys took advantage of her. So that was pretty, not nice, but she didn't have to really share that and bring that up with Howard Stern, but she did. So I respect her for that. So Lady Gaga singing the national anthem, it was good. She did a good job. I have nothing else to say about it. She did a good job. And I'm not going to bash how she looked. Like a lot of people were bashing her looks on Twitter and telling me and sending me their tweets talking about how bad Lady Gaga looks. I don't care what you people think about how bad she looks. You think she looks so bad, and, well, don't look at her then. Don't watch her on TV. You could have turned the channel when she was on if you hate her that much. So that's pretty annoying, having people send me their tweets about how they hate how Lady Gaga looks. That's annoying. Stop that. So the game starts after the national anthem. They have, I think, 5 jets flew over the stadium. That was pretty cool. They do that every single Super Bowl. They had the American flag, I believe, behind Lady Gaga. That was great. I believe there was a USA chant. That was great. If you're living in America, times are fucking crazy because of all these fucking stupid ass people that live in America that want to go join ISIS. They're fucking retards. And America is it's pretty scary to be living here, because you don't know, if you walk out of your house, you don't know, you could be fucking killed by terrorists. Because it happened in Paris, and it happened in San Bernardino, California. Hope I said that name right. Anyways, it happened in California. Terrorist attack by just 2 people that had a ton of guns and ammo, which they should have never got their hands on guns, but that's another story. So it happened in Paris, happened in California, it could happen in any state. I could be killed, who knows, hopefully I'm not. But I'll tell you one damn thing, if I would see a terrorist trying to do an attack in a mass murder, I would fucking jump in and attack his ass. I wouldn't go down, I would go down fighting like hell if I was about to be killed. Anyways, back to the game. I'm sorry I went off and talked about terrorists. Back to the game. Kicks off. I think, Denver had the ball first, and they scored a touchdown. I was very happy. They scored a field goal. I think, it was a field goal. So Denver went up 3-0. Then Carolina got the ball, and I think it was their first or second drive. Cam Newton got sacked really close to Denver's end zone. He fumbles. Denver picks up the ball basically right in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Denver goes up 10-0. Carolina, and then I think they scored a field goal then, and it was 3-10. Denver basically owned the first half. Their defense was playing out of their minds. Von Miller played out of his mind. DeMarcus Ware played pretty damn good, but especially Von Miller. That guy, at the end of the game, I think it was the fourth quarter, Von Miller got his hand on the ball. Cam Newton was about to throw it. He fumbled, and then Denver got it back, and they kept showing a replay of the fumble that Cam Newton fumbled in the fourth quarter. They kept showing the replay. And the ball was right in front of Cam Newton, and he could have dived on it, but he didn't. The announcers made a big deal about it. They were like, Cam Newton could have dived on the ball, but he decided not to. And I don't know why you don't decide not to dive on the ball when it's a Super Bowl, and you better try your hardest to win the damn game. But I don't know what Cam Newton was thinking. maybe the guy had a brain fart, and maybe he was so out of it, and just maybe he was so upset that he didn't even want to jump on the ball. I don't know what he was thinking. I'm not in his head. Anyways, Denver, they score. They get a punt return. I think it was first or second quarter. They run back a punt return like 61 yards. That was huge for them. It was big for Denver that they ran back that punt return to, I believe, the 10-yard line. But then they get another field goal out of it. So I think they went up, 13, or no. They might score a touchdown, I don't remember. Anyways, Denver ended up going up 16 to 10. And then in the third or fourth quarter, Denver, I think it was fourth quarter, Denver scored a touchdown. Running back got in the end zone. They took a long time to review the play. It was a touchdown. Then Peyton Manning, Denver went for 2 points. They got it. So Denver went up 24 to 10. And they did not let Carolina score. Again, Carolina could only score 10 points. In the playoffs, before the Super Bowl, Carolina was destroying all their opponents. But that didn't happen. Why do I think Carolina lost and did not play good at all? Especially, they didn't play good on defense because Denver scored 24 points on them. And their defense was pretty damn good. Well, the beginning of the game, Cam Newton fumbling and Denver scoring a touchdown, that did not help Carolina. Them going down 10-0 did not help. Also, Carolina, one of the receivers, I forgot his name, he caught a ball. They reviewed it. I think it was the first or second quarter. They reviewed it. He didn't really bobble it long at all. Maybe bobbled it for one or 2 seconds, and the ball might have tapped the ground, but he was still holding on to it. The referees reviewed it and said the call is not overturned. It's incomplete. So the challenge, Carolina lost the challenge. Right there, the refs called it incomplete. That was a very bad call. Shouldn't have been called incomplete, especially in a Super Bowl. The refs should have not ruled it incomplete, in my opinion, even though it really helped Denver, and I was happy about that call helping Denver because I had money on Denver. Big money. And I'm talking over $200-$300. To me, that's big money. So, that call was not overturned. It was called incomplete, and then I believe Carolina had to punt. That was in the first or second quarter, then they had to punt. And I think halftime, the score was, still 10-3. It might have been, I think it was 10-3. Or maybe Carolina scored 10 points, and maybe the score at halftime was 13-10. Or at one time, Denver was winning 16 to, I think, not 16-10. I know at one point Denver was up by 9 points for a while. So, I'm not going to talk about the commercials much because that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl game. This is a Super Bowl 50 review. It's not the Super Bowl commercials. It's not a commercial Super Bowl commercials review. That's not what it is. I didn't care for the commercials. I didn't get excited. The only one that I watched, a lot of them came on, but I didn't watch every one of them. I didn't pay attention to every one of them. I could hear them, but I couldn't tell you which ones. The only ones I remember, and I don't want this to turn into a stupid commercial review of Super Bowl commercials because I didn't care for them. And that would get very boring for you people watching. Hopefully you're watching to hear my Super Bowl review, not my Super Bowl commercial review, but I'll talk about 3 of them that I remember. Doritos had a baby The husband was in the, what do you call it, the hospital room, and his wife was getting a sonogram of their baby in her stomach. The husband was eating Doritos in the room, and his wife goes, "What's your problem? Why are you eating Doritos?" Something like that. And then the baby was acting like, from the sonogram on the baby on the screen, was acting like the baby was grabbing, trying to grab his Doritos. Like the baby could see, like the baby has x-ray vision. That made no sense, but whatever. It's a commercial. A lot of commercials are made up to be funny, and a lot of them make no sense and really don't have to make sense. Baby's reaching like he wanted Doritos from the dad. Then the dad was laughing, going, "Oh," pulling the chips back, going, "Oh, you want a Dorito?" And then the baby even moved its head and bumped its head on the mother's stomach. That was kind of funny. But the end was pretty, I mean, it was just stupid as hell. And the end was the mother threw the chip. She had a chip on her stomach. She picked it up, threw the Dorito away and said, "Get that out of here." Then the baby moved his head on the screen like he jumped out of her vagina. And just, launched himself out of her vagina. That was stupid. And it wasn't funny to me at all. I just thought it was stupid as hell. But the beginning was okay of the Doritos commercial. The Mountain Dew commercial, I didn't hear it at the time, but I saw it a second time because they played it on some channel. I think I don't know when I saw it, but I saw it. The thing is on the same channel as the Super Bowl. I either saw it live or I saw it a second time. I don't remember. But people on Twitter started getting this to trend. Puppy, monkey, some horse shit. I don't remember what the hell it was, to be honest. The thing is, puppy, monkey, baby. I'm going to just go check. I got Twitter open in the next room. Just wait a minute. So yeah, I just looked up the damn trend and it was puppy, monkey, baby. That's what some tiny little monkey kept repeating over and over in the Mountain Dew commercial, and my God, that was annoying. That was so annoying. I hated it. I mean, whoever came up with that idea was stupid as fuck. Puppy, monkey, baby. That was a fail of a commercial. The third commercial I remember, and I'm not going to talk about any of the movie trailer ones because those are just movie trailers. The one that I did see that I thought was good was the new Captain America movie. That looked pretty good. I think it had Iron Man in it and some other superheroes. That looked good. I would like to see that new Captain America. It looked good. Independence Day, I don't care about it. I never saw the first one. I saw maybe a couple of scenes from the first one, but I don't remember what the hell happened in it, and I don't even know what happened in it, and I don't care to go back and watch Independence Day that was from 20 years ago. I don't have time to go back and watch it, and I wouldn't want to waste my time going back to watch it. So, Independence Day, the sequel, I'm not going to see it in the theaters because I'm just not going to. I don't care to. I'm not interested enough to spend, like, whatever movies are, $14 or $15. I don't remember. Last movie I was to was, like, 3-4 months ago, and I don't remember how much it was. So, But the only good trailer, as I said, I saw was Captain America. Now, the third commercial that I saw and I thought was the best one of the night. It had a whole bunch of sheep in it, and they started singing. I believe they were singing a Queen song. And then a guy came in a truck, turned on his radio, he had Queen on. And then he opened the back of the truck, and it had speakers under the truck. Under the back of it, it had these speakers. So then he had it real loud, and then he drove off. And the sheep, when he drove off, they started all singing again. I thought that was the best commercial and the most fun of the night. Back to the game. I'll talk about halftime show. Coldplay, I tweeted out, they have a few songs I like that are pretty good that they wrote. They were pretty good to kick off the halftime show. They were pretty good, but they could have went on longer and they could have been little bit louder. Then after that, Bruno Mars comes out with a whole bunch of people behind him, starts singing his hit Uptown Funk, starts singing it. Then Beyonce comes out on the grass with her backup dancers, and she starts singing and dancing. And then at the end, all three of them are up on the stage, and they're all together, walking up the stage, singing together. That was pretty cool. And then it ended. Or that's all I remember about it. Maybe more stuff happened, I don't really remember. But the halftime show, for what it was, I didn't hate it, and I didn't love it. I said on Twitter, in a tweet I sent out, that if it was up to me, Metallica or AC/DC would have performed the halftime show because I'm a fan of their music. They're two of my favorite groups of all time, so I would have liked to see Metallica or AC/DC perform, but both of them are really old groups, and I don't see the NFL hiring Metallica or AC/DC anytime soon, and they probably never will, because Metallica is basically, they're a metal group, and AC/DC is a hard rock group. And I don't think the NFL would hire them because they're not their demographic of getting the younger audience. Bruno Mars is a young guy. He's a great talent. He can bring in the young audience to watch the halftime show. Beyonce can definitely bring in an audience because she's popular as hell. And Coldplay, they're a pretty good band. They won't bring in the young audience, but I guess they could bring in people over 30 and 40 to watch the halftime show. So if I give it a rating, the halftime show, I'd rate it 1 to 10. I'd give it a 7. I was fine with it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I was just okay with it. Coldplay, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, they're all three great talents. And they do some good music. Anyways, but I said I'd have Metallica and AC/DC because I'm a fan the most of their music, that type of music. Back to the game now. Third quarter, same stuff. Cam Newton's tried to start running a lot. He gained probably, 40 yards, 50 yards maybe the entire game he ran for. But he couldn't do it all on his own. And when he was throwing it, most of the second half, his receivers were not really catching it that much. I mean, they started getting open, but then Carolina went for a field goal. They missed it. That hurt them. Also, Cam Newton's fumble hurt. I believe one of the Carolina's running back, I believe, fumbled it. Or maybe that was Denver's. Well, whatever, they fumbled. Then at the end of the game, Von Miller, as I said, got his hand on the ball. Cam Newton fumbles. Denver gets it back at like the 10-yard line or wherever they were. Very close to Denver's end zone. And then I think that's when Denver scored. And Denver then went up 24-10 because they got the 2-point conversion. And then there's like a minute, I think a minute 1 seconds left, or over a minute left. Cam Newton in Carolina actually got the ball back. First completion during this drive, one of the completions, they started laddering it, throwing the ball back. I don't know why I can't say that word. Anyways, they're throwing the ball back. That didn't work. Denver's defense was all over them. They're gang tackling most of the Super Bowl. Denver's defense, they played out of their minds. And the defensive coordinator, Wade Phillips, that guy deserves a lot of credit for putting together a great plan for the defense against Cam Newton, because Cam Newton is a superstar and he is a reigning MVP. Anyways, Cam Newton, if you didn't know, he won the MVP for 2015 season. He won it last night at NFL Honors, their award show. The NFL's Hall of Fame ceremony. That is like what NFL Honors is like WWE's Hall of Fame ceremony, in my opinion. At least that's what it feels like. So, Denver wins. Final score 24-10. After the game, they immediately start showing Peyton Manning, and they have like at least 50 cameras on the guy following him. And then some guy, he went over to some guy and kissed him, like almost kissed him on the cheek. Or the guy tried to kiss Peyton on the cheek. I don't think either of them really kissed each other that good, but whatever. The guy that actually kissed Peyton Manning, I found out from Twitter, was Papa John. that was absolutely ridiculous that Papa John had to kiss Peyton and try to get some camera time and get on camera at the end of the Super Bowl. Papa John just had to get his camera time because, in my opinion, Papa John is an egomaniac. The guy won't stop putting himself in his own Papa John's commercials. Just because you're the owner of Papa John's doesn't mean you have to be in every goddamn Papa John's commercial. You're an egomaniac, and I also think that Papa John is a weird, odd guy. There's just something about that guy that is not right. Every time I see him, I look at Papa John. Every time I see his ass come on my TV, I look at him like, there's something wrong with you. He's a weird guy, in my opinion. But Peyton Manning owns like 32 Papa Johns, I guess, in Denver, Colorado. So that's why Papa John hugged him and kissed him. But still, he didn't have to get any camera time and show up on camera like an egomaniac. I'm sure he planned to do that so he could get on camera and get Papa John some business. Whatever. Like Papa John's doesn't get enough business and enough promotion and enough commercials. They get enough already. And especially in Colorado, where you can buy marijuana. It's illegal there. I'm sure people are getting it legally. I'm sure they're ordering a lot of Papa John's, and Papa John's is not hurting at all. I'm sure they're making millions and billions of dollars. Enough about Papa John kissing Peyton. I thought it was pathetic that Papa John had to get his ass on camera at the end. But he did. Because he's an egomaniac. Denver wins 24-10. As I said, I was happy about it because I really wanted Denver to win. You know why? Because I had money on it. So, happy Denver won. Happy for Peyton Manning that the guy will probably retire. I'm 95% sure, 99%, about 95% sure that Peyton is going to retire and go out on top as a Super Bowl champion. So congratulations to the Denver Broncos. You are Super Bowl 50 champions forever. Your defense was great. Your offense was not that great. I mean, you did enough on offense. The biggest play was probably a run by Denver's running back, C.J. Anderson. That was probably the biggest play of the game they had on offense. And Peyton did not have to really do that much at all because the defense was so damn good, and the defense for Denver won them the game. No doubt about it that Denver's defense won them the game. Peyton Manning was not going to win them the game. And at the end, a lot of passes he threw were out of the end zone, too high, and some looked pretty weak. One of them in this, I think, third quarter, right after halftime, Peyton threw an interception. And they were trying to say he was trying to throw it over the Carolina guy's head. Well, it didn't look like it. He looked like his arm was too weak, and his arm is dying on him. And his arm is failing him because he's an old guy. I mean, he's played in the NFL for 18 years. I'm sure his arm is shot and just finished. He can't take it anymore. Throwing really accurate, good passes. That the ball doesn't have much zip on it anymore because through an interception, luckily, it didn't hurt the Broncos. Cam Newton also threw a real fastball. I think it was Jericho Cotchery. He couldn't even catch it. It was so damn fast. It went right by Cotchery, and it went right into the chest of one of the Broncos, and he intercepted it because Cam Newton threw it too damn hard. So it went right through the Carolina's receivers' hands. He couldn't even get to it, really, and it was intercepted by the Broncos. That really hurt the Panthers. Final score again, 24-10. The Denver Broncos are Super Bowl 50 champions. My final thought, was it a great game? No. Was it really entertaining? No. But I still enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed tweeting about it on Twitter, live tweeting about the Super Bowl 50. I didn't expect it really to be a great game. I expected it to be, I thought Carolina was going to come out on fire, but in my opinion, Carolina lost because they were way too overconfident. Going into the game, they were probably way too overconfident. Cam Newton, the entire Carolina Panthers, their defense, their offense, Cam Newton, the coach. My opinion, they are way too overconfident. And Carolina thought that this was going to be an easy win for them because they have Cam Newton and they have a great defense. Well, Carolina's defense failed tonight. They did not play up to their best capability, if that makes sense. So, in my opinion, Carolina was way too overconfident and thought they were going to win for sure and just kill Denver. Denver came out on fire. Carolina looked like they couldn't stop them for jack shit. And Denver, the better team, won. For sure tonight, the better team was the Denver Broncos. Carolina came into the game too overconfident. Thought they already won the game before it even started. Carolina was probably thinking, we're going to win this for sure. As I said, at the end of the game, Cam Newton getting up, I think right after 2 minutes of his press conference, he gets up, walks out like a little baby bitch. That was a stupid, dumb move on his part. Hope you enjoyed my Super Bowl 50 review. I went on for 34 fucking minutes. I apologize, but you didn't have to watch it all. Anyways, follow me on Twitter at TNAWWE Guy and at NXTWWE Guy. Hope you enjoyed Super Bowl 50 a little bit. I did enjoy it a little bit. Bye for now, everybody.